This is Real Oregon Lifestyle with Andrea Fay and Jen Fiddler, two licensed real estate brokers who share their love of all things Oregon.
Hello, everyone. I'm Andrea Fay.
And I'm Jen Fiddler.
And welcome to Real Oregon Lifestyle. Today, we've got some great things to talk about. One of my favorite topics, food. I absolutely love to eat. Everybody does. But first, Jen and I are going to talk a little bit about a quick market update and what's going on in the real estate world. Jen, go ahead and take it away.
The Portland market is still pretty strong in favor for the sellers. There's still really low inventory. There's certain pockets that are a little bit flat, but for the most part, it is still a seller's market with low inventory, very competitive for buyers. Just anecdotally, I put a listing on Thursday night in Beaverton. We've had probably 35 showings.
Wow.
Since then, today is Thursday. It's just been absolutely nuts. And that's been the last few listings that I've had. That's been the kind of response that we've had, and anywhere from 3 to 7 offers on each home. So it's pretty crazy right now, but still a good time for buyers. I mean, yeah, it'll be a little bit more competitive, but the rates are holding low and more buying power than ever before. So if they can find something, it's pretty fantastic time to buy.
35 showings. That's a lot of showings. And
Yeah.
you know what, Jen? Yeah, we're experiencing the same thing down here. I mean, maybe not quite the numbers that you have up there on showings, but still low inventory down here. And I took a look at some statistics this morning, and we're looking at about 20% fewer listings than this time last year. So it's we still have the same demand, only fewer homes on the market, and it's just making it a little crazy.
Yeah, that's exactly what we're experiencing up here.
Yeah. Well, that's good to know. So that just means that, if you're a buyer in this market, then you need to have a plan, and you need to work with someone that can put together a good plan. So keep that in mind. Did you have anything else to add to the market? Anything special you're seeing up there?
No, I think I'm starting to see some things that were trending. Everybody was very aware of what the market was like in 2016. It was pretty obvious. I'm getting a lot of questions in regards to falling values and decline in values in the fall. And there was an NPR article that was published that said something like 8% of mortgages are in forbearance with all of the COVID stuff going on. And we're just not seeing that on the coast, and we're not seeing that in the Northwest. And I actually talked to a short sale expert, and he shut his business completely down last week because they had such a low number of short sales. So we'll see if this continues, but it's just interesting because I have a lot of people who really thought that all of this would have make a decline in the real estate market, and it just hasn't. So it's probably a little bit falsely inflated by the shortage of inventory and the values and how much they're rising, but it's a simple supply and demand thing like it always is.
I would agree with you. And especially in the Corvallis and Albany area, we're kind of in a little bit of a bubble in the sense with the university. And so we tend to be pretty protected with home values just due to the fact that the university stays pretty steady too. So we're not seeing that here either. And I saw that article, that NPR article, and we're, other parts of the country might be experiencing that, but here definitely not. So, well, good deal. We should switch over to our favorite subject, at least one of my favorite subjects, and that's food. With COVID and stuff right now, there's a lot of restaurants that have been closed down. However, I know there's still restaurants that are either doing takeout. There's some that are actually like doing sit down meals now, 6 feet apart from other people and things like that. So is there any place up in Portland that you've been eating that you've really loved?
No, I've only gone out a couple of times, and I went to McMinimans. which was cool. It was a really hot day and I just needed a Ruby and I needed to sit outside and have a drink. And it was pretty awesome to do that for the first time in several months. So that was a pretty big treat. Portland is amazing. I mean, we have a plethora of good food. It's what we're known for. It is really sad to see some of the Portland establishment restaurants that have closed down due to all of this and the decline in their business. One of the ones that I was really sad about was Pok Pok.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that one.
Yeah, that was really sad to see. They are going to still keep one of their locations open to sell wings, which, I mean, that's sort of what they're known for is their wings. But it was sad to see that they're going to be closing a lot of their locations. But I think I was thinking about when we were talking about what we were going to talk about today and food and restaurants and stuff, I think that Beaverton is so underrated for the amount of good food that they have. And so I put together a list of some of my favorite Beaverton restaurants because I think people think Portland, it's obvious, there's a ton of different options. Over on the west side, I don't feel like people ever say, oh, Beaverton's a hot spot for food. But there's some amazing ones, and I put together a list.
I'd love to hear it. Well, one of these days I'm going to take a little trip up there and then we're going to try some of these restaurants together because it's all going to be new to me.
Yeah, absolutely. I love taking people there's a couple good ones on here. Your Mediterranean, it's kind of a small little mom and pop shop in downtown Beaverton. I have been there once or twice before. I'm gonna sneeze. And I ended up taking some clients there. He's traveled all over the world and he's my guy I go to if I have any questions about pretty much anywhere. I talked to him when we went to Thailand and he said it's some of the best Mediterranean food he's ever had.
Wow.
So I really trust his opinion. So your Mediterranean, it's awesome. It's affordable. There's probably maybe 10 tabletops in the whole place. So it's cool. You get to see what's going on in the kitchen. Another one I really like also in downtown Beaverton is called Nakwan. And it's a Korean restaurant. And I'd heard about it for years. And we actually used to live pretty close to downtown Beaverton. And for whatever reason, we just never went in. And experienced that a couple years ago. The portions are enormous, first of all, and it's super affordable. Great Korean place. They make all of their own noodles by hand. Everything is just amazing. I mean, I can't even tell you how good that place is.
I love Korean food and that sounds amazing. And anytime handmade noodles are done, I'm there.
Yeah, absolutely. I really like Thai food, and again, a couple smaller places that are really good. Thai Bloom and Siam Lotus, two local restaurants here in Beaverton that are absolutely delicious. I've ordered Thai Bloom probably 5 times in the last month from Uber Eats.
Nice.
Yeah, that's been great. And kind of switching gears, there's some pretty nice upscale restaurants too. And I don't know that people really know that Beaverton is known for nice upscale. And there's 2 upscale Italian places, Mingo and DeCarli. They're both also downtown Beaverton. Both just amazing. DeCarli, there's so many things on their list of food that is my favorites, but their short ribs and their polenta fries are to die for.
Polenta fries. I'm sorry. I don't know what this term is. I've never had a polenta fry before.
Yeah, polenta's already good. And then you fry it up and oh man, it's incredible.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, that's a really good place. And actually they were doing takeout during this whole thing, and Grayson and I got takeout from them and they were selling all of their wine at their cost. And so I ended up getting some really good wine which I didn't know anything about. And it ended up being an incredible bottle for whatever their cost was. They were just trying to get rid of their supply. So that was really cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I I put fancy brunch on there. I love me a good fancy brunch. La Provence, they have a few locations around Portland. It's awesome. They have a mimosa sampler, kind of like a beer sampler. It's different kind of
Like a
mimosas.
flight?
A mimosa flight. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah. It's pretty awesome. I've had a few different things on their menu, and every time I've never been disappointed. They also have an amazing bakery. You walk in, especially, I think all of them have this, but especially the one in Beaverton and Lake Oswego. You walk in, and the first thing you see is this incredible pastry counter. They
Nice.
have everything from cake to cookies to all kinds of different stuff, and it's incredible. Everything I've had there is amazing. You get your own croissant with goat cheese with your breakfast, whatever you order. And I'm not usually a croissant person, but something about their croissants, you can taste the butter melting in your mouth. They're just so good.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah. It was actually my last meal before we got our stay-at-home orders, and I'm so glad that I went there because I had no idea that was coming. And we were talking about it, and we're like, "Yay, our last meal is at La Provence! Thank God."
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we've got I don't have quite the list that you have up there, I don't think, but we still have some really good ones that are going on down here too. Um, we are kind of well, we live in Philomath, and so we like to stay at home a lot. And Eats and Treats is around the corner. That's one of our favorites. It's a dedicated gluten-free restaurant. They have amazing barbecue, and when you drive by, you can smell their barbecue too. It's phenomenal. So that's one of our easy meals is we can just call in our order. They have, as far as the treats go, they've got some really good gluten-free desserts. Some of them are dairy-free also. Anyway, so it's delicious. But Nathan I think he always gets a Reuben, and he's very, very, he likes the same things over and over again. And then sometimes they have tri-tip, and their tri-tip is also really good too. So that's one of them we've been doing lately for sheer convenience, and it's delicious. Another one is Bow and Vine in downtown Corvallis, and that one's just fun. It's a burger place. They have all kinds of like more artsy style burgers, but they're really good. Nathan likes the O Canada burger. It's one of his favorites. I tend to get the build your own burger, which is kind of nice because I can tailor it to exactly what I want. But they also have milkshakes. If we take the girls there, they just love that because they're just like the handmade milkshakes, and they're just phenomenal. You get a lot of milkshake too. Probably no human being should have that much milkshake, but it's good. And then, so one of our other ones is Sugoi Sushi, which just happens to be a conveyor belt sushi, but we have been really liking that one just because they've done a really good job after COVID of like they only have like one door open. You can't actually go and sit down and grab your sushi, which I can understand. I think, might present problems for COVID. So anyway, but you order ahead and you can just go straight to the door and pick it up, and they're just super fast. So that one's been, that's our Japanese fast food, really. We like our fast food. Another one of my all-time favorites is a taco truck. It's called Tacos El Machine. And they have a variety of authentic street tacos, and they are to die for. In fact, we just got that this weekend with our fence building project. I treated everyone, and including the neighbors and everyone that was helping, to tacos from there. And they also have burritos, and they've got plates, so you can do a full Mexican plate too. So it's awesome. We have a new one though that's I just drove by the other day. It's downtown Corvallis on 3rd. It's south of the Safeway, and that would be on the east side of the road. It's called Kalamata Bistro, and it's a Mediterranean place. And it I can't really see inside yet, but they did have an open sign, so I'm kind of excited. I want to go and try that. But I looked at their menu, and they have something that's I love falafel, and they have something on there called a falafel. It's like
Oh,
it's waffle style falafel.
that sounds really good.
Yes, and hard to say.
Yeah.
So next
uh,
time you come down, then we might be trying that.
I have a question for you. I'm blanking on the name of it right now, but that place with this that you always get the steak that we've been a couple times.
Del Alma.
Alma. Oh
Yes,
my gosh.
they're open right now too. I think that they're able to keep people 6 feet apart really well, and so I've actually been wanting to go back because that steak is my favorite steak in all of Corvallis. It's amazing.
Yeah, they have some really, really good drinks too. And they have a lounge bar area. We were waiting for our table for a little while last time we went, and that was super cool and fun. Yeah, they're great.
Yeah, it's one of my favorites. I was kind of disappointed that they were, shut down for a little bit, but thank goodness they're back open so we can all still go get our steaks. But there is one that has closed down that's kind of a bummer, and that's Castor downtown Corvallis, and that I just heard yesterday. So that's kind of sad because that one was also a really fun kind of, I don't know, just fun, different place and real farm to table type feel. But it sounds like that one's just not going to make it. So bummer.
Yeah, it's a bummer. I know restaurants run on really thin margins, and the few times that we have gone out since things have opened back up, just be generous with your tips. If you can afford to go out to eat, also tip well because people need it right now.
They really do. I think servers really need it. Their jobs are totally different than what they were before. And so I'm with you on that. I always tip very generously, way over what we need to, just because, they need it too. And, gotta share the love.
Yeah, Port
Yeah.
local.
That's right. Well, I think that's all that we have time for today. Thank you all for joining us. Again, this is Real Oregon Lifestyle, and you can find us at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and realoregonlifestyle.com.
Thank you.